Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy King James here. And if you didn't notice, there's some Vanguard guns in Warzone now. The STG-44 and the M1 Garand. I think it's pronounced. It's G-A-R-A-N-D. Anyway, both of the guns are in now. And I got a video on how you can use them, what the recoil is like, and sort of what they're like in gameplay. And I've got that for you right now. All right, so let's first talk about how you unlock the Vanguard guns. You don't really unlock them, but you have to have the Battle Pass. So if you haven't bought the Battle Pass, you're not going to get to play with them. And if you go back and look at the Battle Pass now, they've added Vanguard into some of the rewards. So you can actually swap between the, the Black Ops and the Warzone or the Vanguard reward. And at level 24, we got our first Vanguard gun, and it's the Bone Rattler. This is the STG-44. And then in another 10 levels, we got our first M1 Garand, which is the White Obsidian. So if you keep going, then there's a few more. I think they're down here. There's 4 in total. So then we got a long range STG-44. And then there was one more variant on the M1 Garand here at 72, which I haven't unlocked yet because I haven't made it there. But it just looks like it's got different attachments. But what's interesting is look at the number of attachments these things have. What is that? 2, 4, 6, 8 on this gun. And if I go back to the long range STG-44, look at this thing. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 attachments on this gun. So clearly in Vanguard, we're going to get to have more attachments, maybe like how you do it in Cold War, where you have a perk that lets you run that. So anyway, definitely interesting. And you'll be able to use them if you go and edit your loadouts and go and pick your AR. You'll see them down here. And how you select it is, well, it shows it as locks. You can't actually choose it, but then you just go to Armory and you have the 2 blueprints. So all you can use is the blueprints and you can't customize them. But what's the recoil on the blueprints look like? And guys, if you're enjoying my content and you're new to my channel, consider subscribing because it really does help small content creators like myself. And for all my regular viewers who are coming back and watching me all the time, I really appreciate all that love and support. So thank you guys. All right, let me show you the recoil. So I jumped into Plunder and I shot the short range STG-44 up the wall. And this one really seems like it's going to be a sniper support gun. It's, close range, it's got a lot of recoil and sort of like a Microflex LED on it, which I actually really like that sight. It had quite a bit of recoil and it shot pretty high off the building. Now what's interesting is this is the long range version of the STG-44 and it actually has less vertical and horizontal recoil, and getting a steady shot with it is actually easier. Now this is only 15 meters, so we'll see what it's like when you're actually using it at range. And then the M1 Garand, well, it's sort of got a lot of visual recoil, but it doesn't have actual recoil. But what's interesting is it doesn't leave bullet holes. So I tried it again. I'm trying to figure out why I can't see the bullet holes from the marks, and there's literally just nothing on the walls. But regardless, when looking at the see, I was like, what's going on here? Anyways, looking at the recoil patterns on the walls for the 2, you can definitely see that, the long range is smoother than the short range, and I got a tighter pattern. But this is fine, actually, at close range. But how do they work when you're actually playing with them? So I jumped in with the STG-44, and this is the close range version, the one that's shorter. And I definitely noticed at range, it's got a lot of recoil. I had trouble getting those shots. And watch this, these guys are off, and thank God I'm, third partying here, which I hate, but, they probably would have never got any of the down there because, if they were using anything that didn't have recoil at all, at that close, it never would have happened. But at close range, this guy drops in right here, no problem challenging him. And, he had about the same number of plates as me, and I got some headshots and got him. Got that guy here and, was working on this guy here, came around the corner and boom, got the down. So at close medium range, the STG-44 actually works pretty good. And it's got decent mobility on it as well with that Microflex LED or whatever it is sight. Makes it pretty clean and easy to get kills on it. And I found that it worked pretty good. Here, especially, shooting through windows and stuff, it was pretty good. I didn't mind it. I died there and came back and had 2 guys challenging me and, went down, and the other guy I think I just ran away from. But again, close range, it actually works pretty good. It'd be a good sniper support gun, and it's got pretty decent firepower and good mobility, and I like the the view on it with that scope. So kind of looking forward to the Vanguard guns, honestly. If they're going to be like this, I mean, you know, not a long range gun, but work pretty good close range. The longer range version of it, though, has got pretty brutal recoil. Like right here, I was trying to get this guy down. If I had a Farah or anything like that, I would have been able to get him down. At closer range, though, it worked a little better, and, you know, I found that I was able to get some kills with it, but it's certainly harder to use than some of our good, you know, long range gun. Like any of the Cold War guns that we have today will likely work better than this because of the recoil. So I don't think this is going to be super viable for people using it right now, but you could certainly level it up, because we're definitely going to need to have these leveled up when the integration happens. But, you know, even at sort of that close medium range, I find it works pretty good. A lot of visual recoil. You know, and I struggled with it at range like this a number of times. I was shooting guys and I just never got the down because it has, you know, that crazy amount of recoil. So, I mean, if up close with recoil doesn't matter, sure, it works fine. But, you know, as soon as you have any kind of range at all, I found this thing pretty hard to use. I'm not going to lie. I don't think a lot of people are going to replace their AK or their Farah or their Krig or, you know, any of those XM4, any of those guns for this one, because it's just not that great. But the ADS is all right on it. So hopefully they'll get them figured out a little better with some time. Now the M1 Garand, this thing's a beast. Even just, you know, hip firing it up close, it was pretty strong. But, you know, I still got killed with it a little bit because it's got that recoil at range. But I definitely found that, you know, when you get your reticle on guys with this thing, you know, you can get a couple of shots, like it really rips. It's a 2-tap headshot, and I think 3 or 4 in the body, depending on where you're hitting, whether you're hitting chest or extremities or anything like that. You know, it definitely is pretty strong. Like this guy here, I think I hit him 1 time body there, and he popped around the corner, and what was it, another maybe 4 shots? I think I missed a couple there, but, you know, definitely really strong, and it's got a fast time to kill. And, you know, when you're using it up close, it'll work really well. It's sort of like a new DMR. Hopefully we won't go back to DMR zone, but, you know, here it is. And I was doing a little testing with it in the lobby, and I was just shooting a whole bunch of guys trying it out, and noticed that was pretty strong when you were shooting guys down. So I decided to test, you know, what's it like just, you know, 2-tapping to the head. And, well, you can pretty well 2-tap from almost any distance to the head and get guys down with it. It's, you know, pretty dang strong. We're like 1, 2, 1, 2. Like, you know, it's got a lot of firepower, and this is, again, pretty long. 1, 2. So, you know, definitely 2-tap to the head and 3 to the body. So I'm definitely working on leveling these guys up, and I think I'm going to play with them a little bit, because I actually made a loadout to use the PPSH and the M1 Garand, because I think I could actually run with this as a long-range gun. It works pretty well. The other two, maybe the short STG-44 as a sniper support with like a Swiss or a Car. I don't think I'd use the long-range one. It just didn't feel that great. So I'm going to use this a little bit more and see how it goes, and probably level it up as I play. But so far, I'm liking the integration. The new guns seem like they're pretty good, so looking forward to Vanguard, you know, getting integrated into Warzone. It's happening pretty soon. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Have you tried these? Do you think you're going to give them a rip? I don't know. They're worth giving a try, and we're probably going to want to level them up before the game gets here. So at least we have 2 guns that are leveled up. So maybe you should use them and use my lobby trick to level them up, which I'll link right here if you're not sure what I'm talking about. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, if you don't see me in Warzone, if you don't see me in multiplayer, it's only a matter of time, baby. King James out.